Good day. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Phizcast. Today, as well as yesterday, and tomorrow, school has been canceled for, my school has been canceled because it snowed for the first time in it actually snowed. Not even that. It was a weird, really weird snowstorm. What happened? Not even snowstorm. I don't even look, man. Whatever. All the technicalities are just getting running through my head. This snow was very strange. It was like, you know what styrofoam is made out of? Like those little tiny balls? Like the really small balls that if you like pick it apart, you get that. It literally looked like that. It looked like that. It felt like that. It barely melted. It didn't stick to anything. It was just so weird. I've never seen snow like that before. It was very strange. But the point is, the thing about it, because it was like little tiny marbles, you couldn't go anywhere. Everything froze. On the first day, at least, everything was little tiny marbles. You couldn't drive on the streets safely. Then the day after that, today, it froze. Everything froze, so everything's ice, just solid ice now. And the rest of this week is supposed to be freezing ass cold. So, guess what? Ding dong, no school, because you can't drive on the roads, and public transportation would be a massacre. Now that brings up the issue for today. The topic is being away. Being away from people and whatever. Now, through this whole quarantine thing, I'm sure, not to date the episode or whatever, but through these last long time. This last too long to keep track of because I'm literally sick of it. I've had it up to here. Through this past time, we have been pretty much locked up away. Now, I mean, obviously, you have still a considerable amount of freedom with going to the store or going to school for some people like me and whatever. But, like, relative to what a pandemic, it's been pretty all right. But it's still scary. But, um, you've all, I'm sure, had experiences being locked up and having a bit of that cabin fever where you just want to get out. You just want to leave and go do something and see people and have fun and be alive again, not just surviving. Uh but here is the thing. I have a really big issue being away from my friends. I don't know why. I don't It's not necessarily attachment issues and it's not the fact that I have abandonment issues, but I just hate being away from my friends, and I don't know if that has to do with me not really liking my house or the people in it sometimes, but, like, it sucks being away from my friends, like, so bad. I hate it so much, so much. And you'd think like, "Oh, wait, you have the internet. You can talk to them still." I'm like, "That's okay." There's the thing. You can still talk to them. But the problem with me is I am unusually reclusive when it comes to being a presence online, to having like a social presence on, Snapchat or Discord or whatever, anything like that. I have like little to no presence on there most of the time. There are times where it's like, one of my friends summed it up perfectly when he said, it's with me, it is literally, it's either an instant reaction, an instant response, or 6 hours. And that is exactly it. And it's a gamble when you message me. But I kind of hate that. I feel like it's indirectly pushing, like it indirectly feels like I'm pushing people away because I am just not that I refuse, but it's just like I don't know. I literally can't explain it. I actually can't. It's I'm just so reclusive. I'm so shut off from everyone else except like two people that I talk to, and it's just like ugh. And that feeling of indirectly pushing people away. One of my best friends has an autoimmune issue, so COVID is extremely scary for him. Uh, and so we've had to stay away for a while. So seeing as he could actually get like a really really bad situation from it, and I haven't really kept up much with him, and I feel really bad about it because there have been multiple times where we were able to meet, and then something came up, or I just forgot, and oh my gosh, that makes me feel so bad. I felt so bad for that. And I eventually apologized, and it went astonishingly smoothly. Like, he accepted it way better than I thought he would, um, which was very kind of him, and another reason he's one of my best friends. But I can I still kind of beat myself up for how much I don't like talk online. I have all this opportunity. I hate being away from my friends and I hate not being able to talk to them. And I have all this opportunity to be able to talk to them. And yet I just don't. I just don't use every single outlet which I can use to do it. That's not to say I never do it or I intentionally push them away because, like, subconsciously they're not actually my friends and I just want to have some time away from them. No, I love these people. These are my favorite people in the world. I would do anything for them. And yet I just don't. I don't talk to them. And then, but like when you get me in real life, I can't shut up, and they'll vouch for that. I don't ever stop talking. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just so excited that I have people in my life that I can feel like that about. But you know, be careful with that. Be careful in the fact that you should. I may be extremely hypocritical here, but it's not a double standard. It's just advice that I'm ignoring. Be a good friend. Be a talker. Be someone who, around your friends, voices your opinions. Don't be ever afraid to just talk. Don't ever be afraid to talk. And if you are afraid to talk around your friends, you should probably get some new friends. Because, like, that's bad. That's suppression. That is not good. It's a very censorship. Very bad. Nah, ew, ew. So, you should never be afraid to talk around your friends. And you should never be afraid to talk to your friends, and you should not be afraid to talk to other people about your friends. Because that is just like, it presents a bad situation. Because if you consider them your friends when they are just overall toxic people, then A, you are a toxic person yourself, or B, you're ignoring the toxicity because you want someone to hang out with because you're desperate or clingy or whatever. Don't do that. Get a good person. Get someone who you don't ever have to feel uncomfortable around unless it's a super awkward joke. Nab yourself someone like that because they are very good people. I would know. I'm friends with people like that. And it's a very open thing, and I love being with them in every single moment. But back to like being away. Don't and advice that wasn't the advice that I was ignoring. I've done that pretty well. I think I've done a pretty good job of that. The advice that I was going to give was don't push yourself away intentionally. Don't do that. That is very scary, very dangerous. And I'm not just going to say don't do it, just if you're doing it, just stop, because I know that's impossible. I've had my fair share of experiences with that. But just be wary of what you're doing. If you push people away intentionally, then again, one of two things. They're toxic people and you should totally be doing that, or you think you are the toxic person and you're pushing good people away. That, the latter option, whew, scary things, scary stuff, man. Be extremely careful. If you're pushing them away because they're good people and you think you're toxic and you think you're dragging them down and you're just this anchor on their rocket ship, do not do that. Always, 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 good people will be looking to help you. Every single time. If they are good people, they will be looking to help you. And you can talk to them anywhere through any of these amazing outlets that the internet has provided for us. Any of these amazing outlets, always be able to talk to them about anything you want instead of just pushing away and trying to solve your own problems by yourself. That's why you have the friends in the first place, right? So you don't have to be by yourself. Just, everything has been made for a reason. And communication is a very important thing. Be sure to utilize it. Because if you don't, you end up becoming lonely. And being lonely is another dangerous place to be, because that is a place where you start digging a hole. Loneliness is a place where you blame everything on yourself because you don't have anyone else to blame it on. Loneliness is a thing where you can't talk to anyone and you can't converse with why you're wrong. So you start forming this complex in your own mind that no one else can give opinions or insight into because it's all in your head. And you'll never know if you were right or wrong, and you'll constantly be doubting yourself, and it's just a really scary thing. If you are alone, don't be afraid to talk to people. If you've had a bad experience with someone in the past that has ruined it, just remember, most of the people in this world are pretty decent people. I'd wager to say that's what I've experienced. There are some stupid people, I know that. But don't be afraid to just get out there, use any of these wonderful outlets, and don't hold back. All right, that's a good old 10 minutes. I feel like I've had a pretty cohesive talk today, as opposed to what has been in the past, aside from that one little stutter in the middle. All right, thank you for tuning in. I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.